up, everybody? Welcome back to another dope episode of Loquacious. They call me Nelly.
And it's your girl, Moody.
And we have a special guest with us today, Mr. Johnny. He is a New York City worker. He is a well-known photographer, and he is a husband, and he came to grace us with his opinion. Hi, Johnny.
What's going on, ladies? How we doing this evening?
Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show.
I appreciate the opportunity.
Yeah, no doubt. So, quickly, guys, before we start, I just want to thank everyone for tuning in. This is our 10th episode, ladies. Could y'all believe it?
Yes,
Episode. And this is our season finale this Friday. Our show is going to air at 5 p.m. Soon after that, 7, we are going to be going live. That's right. Your lady Smooth, your lady Booty, and yours truly, Nelly. We're going to be going live for a half an hour Q&A. You can give suggestions, comments, access for advice, whatever it is that you feel the need to do. Make sure you tune in. It's going to be on my Facebook, but stay tuned for more posting. Let's jump into girl chat. Girl chat. So girl chat today is, should your spouse know about your account balance? Should they know? Everybody's spouse basically know that they got a bank account or not, right, Johnny?
Oh yeah, definitely. Money gotta go somewhere.
But the thing is, we know about joint accounts, we know about individual accounts. That individual account that you have, do your spouse know about it? Let's go, Smooth.
Absolutely not.
Why not?
Because what's mine is mine.
And
Well,
what's his
my
is
business. Mine. Ain't nobody business.
Okay. All right. What you think, Johnny?
Yeah, I have an individual account. My wife knows about it. She has one. I know about hers.
Do you know the balance?
Oh yeah, definitely. You know,
You know the balance? Oh, shout out to wife. Yeah.
All right.
Okay, all right. So you don't have a problem with that?
No, I don't.
What's up, Moody?
Huh? Nah. So I do have my own bank account. My husband does know about it, but he doesn't know the balance.
I have a bank account. My spouse knows about it. He does not know the balance because I like to spend my money, and I like when I ain't gotten to ask him for money too. So if he knew the balance, then I don't think he would be so generous. But he don't know. He don't know. And no, I don't know his either.
Yeah, right. I have to ask. And I know the number that he gives me is never the real number.
You gotta add 2 zeros.
Looking over his shoulder or something. What you got in that bank account? And vice versa. Because sometimes he don't know everything. But I'm broke, man. He be knowing.
What about this? Do you have to tell your spouse when you're about to make a big spin, Johnny?
It's a consideration thing, you know.
What if it's not from the joint account though?
Oh, that's a different ball game.
So do you have to share when you're making a big buy?
Not a big buy, but you know, something decent. You know, I mean, if you out here to say I'm gonna buy a new BMW, then you asking for it, you know. But
yeah, I agree.
Right. Like I'm about to say how big, cause I just bought us a house today.
Right. I just bought a house. You know, like a house.
Yeah, right over here, just 32,000.
Right. And matter of fact, it's out of your account, not mine.
Right. That's the joint account. We went in the joint account.
Right.
Oh, that's definitely trouble right there for that joint account.
Speaking of joint, we talking for better or for worse this evening. For better or for worse, those are vows that a lot of people take very, very serious.
Mm-hmm.
And when you say for better or for worse, that means for a handicap or not, for looks or not, for any type of drastic change for me. So, Moody, you're a married woman. For better or for worse, if your husband wasn't what he was when you married him, how would you feel?
So I'm just like so, right? If my husband, like God forbid, had a drastic physical change, I would be there. If my husband, say God forbid, he lost his job and he got into like a depression or whatever, and he just wasn't a pleasant person, because you know when you're not in the right state of mind, you can't be happy. You probably miserable. You probably suck your teeth all day. You know, you just be angry. Now I try to work through that. You know what I mean? For a long time, like I'm not giving it no time limit. But when it becomes like an abusive situation, like now you're down to me, like, oh, making me feel uncomfortable. You yelling, you want to fight, you angry. If it become an unsafe environment for my mental or my children, then I'm sorry to say it, I'm out. I'm out. I'm not with it. I'm not with it. But if you could come to your senses and get your life together, then we gonna work on it. I'll work to it. Yeah, come to your senses.
I feel you. Johnny,
Yeah.
how you feel? Because see, from a man's point of view, it kind of.
I mean, from a man's point of view, it's definitely different. It's more of a provider role. So yes, you know, confident might go down. You know, he's not feeling the same. But you know, that's what that's what makes it marriage. It's not so much of just riding the good wave, it's also the bad wave. You know, it takes time of patience, consideration, growth,
Right.
maturity. Yes, life it's a anomaly. You know, we can't call what's going to happen tomorrow. We can't even call what's going to happen next week. But for better, for worse, is what we vow for. You know what I'm saying? Is what we stood for. You know what I'm saying? So if that pillar is not solid, and if it's shaky, then it won't last.
Right.
You know, unfortunately, we live in a very frivolous world. You know, people just get married because they look good, or the bank account is good. But honestly, you get married for the person that you want on the inside, and not everyone sees that, you know? And that's what matters.
What's up, Miss Smooth?
I'm sticking it out. I'm definitely here to ride the wave. I'm never gonna just give up on a person because they down and out at one point. I definitely, like Moody said, as long as you're not hurting and affecting my mental, my physical, my children, we could work through anything.
Thanks.
I agree with you guys. I had a failed marriage, so I didn't stick it out for better or for worse. I was younger. I feel like I'm more mature now and much wiser. At this point, I'm willing to stay, work it out, depending on what it is that I'm working out. I don't feel like anything physical can make me not want to be with my spouse anymore, because I'm way graduated past physical appearance. So it's definitely what's inside and how the person treat me and how we build and the things that we've accomplished together that's going to be the deciding factor. So I'm definitely down for the ride, for better and definitely for worse, because at any given time, a person could fall on hard times and then you just throw them away. That's not really ideal, because if that was the case, everybody in the world would have dated 129 people apiece.
Right.
So you kind of like want to figure out, like, you know what? He was up when I got with him. He was Donald Trump when I met him, meaning the money wise. And now he's kooky, the crackhead wise. You know, you got to try to build them up and not want to, not kind of just say, you know what, Pookie, I'm done with you. Nah, I want to build you back up so maybe we can get back in that other space that we once were. But I have some questions for y'all. These are some what ifs, okay? And so I want each person to give me an answer. I'm gonna start with you, Johnny.
All right.
What if you met them at one weight and they gained or lost the weight? Your spouse.
But first of all, I don't discriminate. And thickness is real. You need that.
Yeah.
And I'm a big brother. So if you lose the weight, better. If you keep it and you progress little by little, then we cool. But if you talk about BBW, we got to have a conversation.
All right, so Smooth. What if there was an accident and they became bed or wheelchair bound?
In all honesty, I can't say. I honestly don't know what I would do. I would still stick it out. I would not leave because of that reason. It depends on how your mental becomes after that and how you change as a person and your character as a person after that.
So Moody, what if they had money and then became bankrupt?
I can stick it out. Your girl's about that paper. I'm going to get that. I'm gonna hold you down till we get back on our feet, man.
Good.
I mean, because the reality is that when you do take the vows, right? What they say, for richer, for poor, better or worse, sickness and health, so death do us part.
Right.
So
let me ask you though. I'm sorry, y'all, if y'all can hear my noise in my background. My son going 1,000. This is real life for me, baby. So what if your mate, right? Like lost his job and he was just really, really mean, not physical, but just really not a pleasant person. And now, like your presence, we walk in the room, he rolling his eyes, and even at the time, like you don't even want to go home because he's so miserable. What would you do in that situation? Would you stay? What would you do?
There has been times where it wasn't even that specific situation where it's like, I already know you in a funk for whatever reason, and I don't want to be bothered. But that's natural. If anybody could tell me that they been in a relationship where they never felt annoyed with their mate to the fact that they just don't want to be bothered, then they would be lying. So I always get annoyed, but it's not enough annoyance to make me say, oh, I don't want this. It's just like, all right, like you getting on my nerves right now, I'm getting on your nerves right now, but we gonna fix this later.
But what if he's not being sexual? You know, we women, we like attention. We like all of that stuff. What if the affection is not there?
I guess the length of time of how long you're doing it for, because part of being in a mature relationship is having endurance. So if I'm not giving you attention for this week and you can't endure that, then I don't know what to tell you. But if you doing this for like this week, if you doing it for months, I don't know. I might have to dump you or something.
That's better than going out the window, girl.
But if it's like a week or two,
no, that's doable. You know, we're going to talk about it, right?
Right, but if you doing it, if it's like 6 months down the line, and every time I come in, you like, oh, I fucking hate this house, you fucking bitch. Oh, sir.
Oh, no, we can't have that.
You know what I'm saying?
Don't want to.
So it goes both ways, Moody.
Yeah, and you know what? I want to touch on a little bit of what you said earlier. I think it becomes. It depends on the maturity level. Like you said, you were young. I was also young when I got married. I 26, I think I was, 25, 26 years old. Your maturity level plays a big part because those vows that you take are so important. Like people don't really know what they really doing when they say it if they don't really like grow together in your marriage. Like me and my husband together, we grew. Like what we were when we first started is not what we are 9 years later, you know? Mm-hmm. And maturity level plays a big part because if I stayed the same person I was when I first got married, I'd probably be divorced.
What about you, Johnny? Because you're married, you're a husband as well.
Yeah.
I
mean, absolutely. I mean, I had to grow on a different level. Definitely maturity has definitely grown over the years. When I first got married, everything is you're jumping on a rainbow, you're hopping on a unicorn, you're like, let's go, we can do it.
Yeah.
And you're done around, you're like, hold up, wait a minute. From beginning to now, I definitely say we both have grown. We take things slow, but we understand definitely both levels of maturity, definitely the consideration is a huge part as well. You know, and definitely the learning curve is different from everybody when it comes to marriage. Some people learn at a fast pace, some people learn at a slower pace. But as a husband, you have to be patient with your wife. And also as a wife, you also got to be patient with your husband. So you guys have to, you know, form that unique bond. I can't just live over time or be, you know, distracted by minor stuff, you know?
Right.
You guys have
do you guys feel this for the married people? Do you guys feel that a part of being married, you got to have a lot of uncomfortable conversations?
Absolutely.
Facts.
Absolutely.
Even as a single woman, what do you say, Smooth?
Uncomfortable situations, because for me and my man, like we have uncomfortable that you was from the outside looking in conversations and situations, but I would never want to share them with anybody else.
Mm-hmm.
What about you, Smooth? Do you have you had to have, because it doesn't even, you don't necessarily have to be married, but I asked them because they are married. But as a single woman who dates and have dated and been in long-term relationships, you feel like part of being committed, you have to have a lot of uncomfortable conversations?
Yeah, I don't have uncomfortable conversations.
Why not?
I kind of see a lot of things from a different perspective. So even though I may want something to be this way, if you're telling me something and I may feel uncomfortable, I'm not feeling awkward about it. Like, I'm receptive to the conflict. Doesn't mean that we have to argue about it. I'm receptive to understanding that things may not be the way I want it to be, or it may not be the way I seem. So I'm never gonna be put in an uncomfortable situation.
Oh, you're different because
shit, boss.
Because I feel like whether you're receptive to something or not,
it still could be uncomfortable.
Uncomfortability is a broad spectrum. So, like, let's just say the conversation was that your mate thought your performance in bed wasn't up to par. That's not something that you're just like, oh, for real, boy. That's uncomfortable. That's an uncomfortable conversation. But
that's what it is. That is a learning.
And although you will be able to,
for me, that's a learning moment.
You probably will be able to receive it. I'm not saying you're not gonna be able to receive it, but I don't know too many people that just like tell me that I'm bad in bed. Go ahead. So wait, because I like this.
First of all, that's not nice to put on the couch. I'll be honest about that.
So if your mate, you won't feel like on an edge if you have to tell your mate like
his ass is stank.
Yeah, your booty stank today, like or like that, what you did last night in bed. No, don't do that again.
I understand the audience watching doesn't know me, but y'all know I'm not afraid to tell anybody anything. I'm saying what's on my mind, and again, back to the situation you said, Nelly. If somebody tells me that in my mind, I'm gonna be like, well, you're the only person that think that. So no, I'm not uncomfortable because you wasn't the only one that hit it. So no, I'm not uncomfortable in this situation. I'm just saying.
Savage, boy, savage.
That's one man's opinion.
What about you? What about you, Nelly?
So, you two ladies are actually, the world knows this already, but y'all two are my very best friends since high school, and we're like 50. So
dang, I'm 25. Sis.
Excuse me. Talk about yourself. And,
right. Even though we're all born in the same year, but anyway. So I'm
the youngest, though. I'm just gonna put that out there.
I have had the most. I feel like in my latter years, I've had the most uncomfortable conversations that a person could ever have in life. And when I tell you, ooh, girl, oh my God. It kind of helped mold me to an extent because I've always been afraid. Like, even like if somebody got a booger in their nose, I don't even like telling people stuff like that. Like,
because first of all, you're supposed to be like, get that right there.
Nah, even that's that.
Just go about your day.
You come out the house with the booger. Who man's is this right now?
But that's what I'm saying. Like, so even those things, those things are even uncomfortable for me. So for my mate, like if I want to tell him that anything that I want to tell him, I'm not even going to give an example. Anything I want to tell him that will not be a normal conversation, like, yo, hey, babe, so how was your day? How was traffic? That's normal. But to tell you, like, yo, I don't think the performance last night was good. I had to muster up a lot of guts to do that. So yes, I constantly have to have uncomfortable conversations, but the only way for us to grow and prosper and to be great is for you to know those things. Because we're adults, and if I can't communicate that with you, I'm only going to talk about it to my friends.
But yo, I be dead not wanting to hurt nobody's feelings, and
right.
It's just like,
right, it's a nail biter. Yes.
But see, I used to feel that way, Moody. But it's like at the end of the day, if you hold in the uncomfortable conversation, you still gonna hurt somebody's feelings.
But this is getting back to our core topic, which is for better or for worse. Because for your worst, I can tell you this, babe. No, I don't like that cooking. It was gross. I didn't like it. Oh, babe, I don't like your mom. No, I'm just joking. I'm just joking. But you know, you just want to be able to have that conversation, because if you don't have it, what do you do? What do you do, Johnny? You just hold it in?
Oh no, definitely. We got to talk about it. Because
the more you talk about it,
the more you talk about it, the more you grow.
You can't just tell your wife all the time, oh, babe, this food was good. Oh, babe, you so pretty. Oh, babe, that outfit look nice. Because if she got on something that might be not that hot, you might want to say, hey, wife.
Not that one. Not that one.
My wife, when it comes to her cooking, she's very sensitive about it. She's like, what's that dude? Emma in the kitchen. She let me know. Now, and I started to taste it yet. It ain't good enough for you. I don't want it.
And it doesn't mean go to court and get a divorce. It just means go on YouTube and find out how to cook it right. That's it.
Deliverance is everything. The way you deliver your message to me, that's for better or for worse, will get you a long way.
Yeah, because if you say, hey babe, if you taste the food and you're like, hey babe, this was like a little bit salty. I don't like this. Or you'd be like, that food was disgusting.
I'm doing that one.
I don't eat no damn tuna.
I'm doing that one.
So it's like, you're right, Moody. It's about deliverance, but you can't be scared and you can't be shy, because your partner is taking you for everything you have at this point. Like somebody that you're committed to or dedicated to, they're accepting you as a whole. So good, bad, and different. Let me tell you, because it's better that it come from your spouse than it come from somebody else.
Thanks.
And you have to do what you can live with. What makes you sleep at night. You know
right, because that salty food is going to give you high blood pressure, I'm telling you.
Yeah.
It gives it every time. Yeah. Pressure through the roof. Sodium on 100. So you got to definitely be able to speak. And Moody, that delivery, yo, I'm telling you, that goes a long way.
I know for a fact that you definitely, like, when guys talk to each other, we may say some ruthless things, we high, but ladies are sensitive, and it helps a guy to dumb it down. You know, he can't be like, hey yo, the hell is this? Like,
oh, you can. You just gonna get the food dumped on your head.
Facts. That's how you end up on the couch and alone and wondering about life, like Michael Jackson in the corner. So you gotta say to yourself, okay, let me dumb it down. Let me be sensitive to her feelings. It's not about you. It's about her. You know what I'm saying? And you grow. It's like, you know, raising kids. Even though I don't have it, it's like raising kids. You don't tell a child, yo, don't do that. You explain to the child, what's going on here? Same thing with your wife, you know, and vice versa.
And your husband.
Yeah.
And your man.
Yeah. Because we have feelings too. You know?
Yeah.
No, it goes a long way. I'm all for better or for worse. I will be honest though. There was a time where I would be like, nigga, please.
For better or worse, but you just not gonna tell him he got eye boogers.
No, see now that's different. I would tell. I could tell my spouse those type of things. Like I'm talking about like people on the street. Like I'd be like, oh, they got a booger in there.
Oh, Power Rangers are real. That's what I call them. My wife be like John. I'm like, whoa.
But you know, if it's my guy, I'll take the eye booger out myself, or I'll go like this and start doing my own thing. And he'll be like, nah, I got it. But you know, those things are easy to say, but like to tell him like he ain't doing it right, that's kind of a tough conversation. Or I can tell him he's nasty.
You gotta be sure about that one.
Yeah, like it's some things that you gotta, and even then, I'm willing to stay with you because that was your worst performance ever.
We're gonna fix it the next time.
Yes,
exactly on that.
So you know, I'm gonna go around the board. You're Johnny. You're for better or for worse? Yes or no?
Absolutely. We gonna ride this baby like the LIRRR and the A train.
You already know. Smooth. You're for better or for worse?
I'm for it.
Miss Moody.
Absolutely. Just don't abuse me.
I'm totally. What'd you say, Moody?
Just don't abuse me.
I'm totally for it. That abuse. It's funny that you say that, Moody. We didn't even touch that. Like the abuse. I ain't for better and for worse than you fucking me up. No.
Yeah, we don't need no Tina and Ike.
Because I'm divorcing you all the way.
Like so fast,
yeah.
Sonic fast.
I'm not standing this because you only gonna knock me upside my head more.
Yeah, you're gonna kill me.
Not do it no more. Nah.
No domestic violence. No domestic violence, guys. None.
That one is definitely off limits. Johnny, I want to personally thank you because you were a great co-host tonight. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for giving me the opportunity.
Yes, and give your wife our love. Tell her thank you for letting us borrow.
Thank you. Yes. Thank
you. Ladies and gentlemen, this is our season finale.
Yes. Thank you guys for watching. Before we cut off, rest in peace, DMX.
Yes.
Rest in peace, DMX, guys. X.
Yeah, so guys, this Friday at 5, you know we're going to be live. And at 7, we are going to be going live with you, Miss Smooth, Miss Moody, your girl Nelly. We're going live. It's going to be on my page. I'm going to upload everything. I'm going to let you know the details. It's going to be on Instagram, it's going to be on Facebook, it's going to be on Snapchat. It's going to be on whatever there is that's a platform of social media. You'll see it. So thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
All right.